everyone. I hope you're doing well. This is our second video in our COVID-19 season, the devotionals we're doing. We hope that you can find some time to watch these and also maybe discuss them with a few people, either through text or through Zoom or whatever it might be. This time I want to talk about John chapter 2. Last week we looked at John 1. In John chapter 2, though, we find Jesus' first miracle, where he turns water into wine, and a few quick things about that. It's important to realize the setting. Jesus is at a party, or he's near a party that's going on, a wedding feast, a wedding party, and the party has run out of wine, and that creates great embarrassment for the host of the party. And Jesus makes a decision to turn water into wine, to provide more joy to a party. And a few things I want to talk about. First of all, it's that God cares about our joy, which also means that he's burdened when our joy is taken from us. And during this season, we have to be okay saying that things aren't as good as they were. There is joy missing. If you have kids, they are missing out on time with friends. They're missing out on school. If you're married, you're missing out on time out with your spouse. You're missing out on time with your friends. There's just joy that's missing, and it's okay to mourn that. If God pursues our joy, then he also mourns when joy is missing. And so that's okay. It's okay to mourn that. Grief is a good and healthy thing to work through and experience. So do not deny the fact that there are some things that are missing, and that's okay to be sad about those things. The other thing is that God, because he cares about joy, he creates joy. He creates fun in the midst of a wedding where people are already fully engaged in this party. They run out of wine, and Jesus' response is to provide more wine, to provide more joy. And am I equating wine to joy? Maybe I am. So maybe something we need to do this week is enjoy a glass of wine with our family. If you're not a wine drinker, enjoy some bourbon with your family, or a beer, or whatever it might be. In other words, take time to admit that there's things that are missing, that's maybe stealing joy from us, but then also create joy by saying, I'm going to do something that's just for fun. These moments of joy help us remember that God is good. When we create joy, it helps us remember that God is doing something new in the world, even though it feels like things are heavy and things are even dying right now. It's that God is still active in the world, and by creating joy, we experience that and help create that reality. And so be sure this week to recognize what's missing, that some joy is gone. Social interaction is limited. Our kids are not getting the education or the schooling that they normally would. We aren't getting the time with our coworkers. We aren't getting to explore the world like we normally do, and that's okay to be burdened by that. It's okay to be sad by that, because that saddens God as well. But then also be people who go and create joy in the spaces that we can. If you are, with your family, make sure that you're doing things that are silly and fun, and play games, take weird photos. I'm doing this thing where I'm photographing my family in normal situations, sweeping, cooking, doing homework together, whatever it might be. And I do that because, first of all, I want to chronicle this experience. This will probably never happen again in my lifetime. But also it just makes my family laugh, because I want to know why I'm taking boring photos all the time. It's just a way to create joy. All of us can do similar things. We can share a glass of wine, we can play a game, we can take fun photos, we can draw pictures together, whatever it might be, but we can do those things to remind ourselves that God is good, that God is active, and God cares about the enjoyment that we have in life. Just as Jesus turned water into wine thousands of years ago, in this moment of tediousness and boredom and even loneliness, God is asking us to participate in his activity by taking what is mundane and ordinary and turning it into moments of great joy. So I encourage you to do that this week, and I look forward to seeing you next week.